honored this morning to have with us Congresswoman Diana Harshbarger. Diana, do you want to say a few words?
Well, I'll just a couple.
Okay. We're glad to have her here this morning. She has a coffee at 10 o'clock at the American Legion, so if you want to hear her say a whole lot of words, you can. Okay.
I don't know if you want to hear those words. So, anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. We came, it was a spur of the moment thing, but I just want to tell you 4 quick things that's going on up in D.C. We got a new speaker, if you hadn't heard, okay? Speaker Mike Johnson. And I've known Mike since I got there. He's from Louisiana. He is a good man. He is a godly man. He's a constitutional attorney, argued in front of the Supreme Court with freedom of speech and, you know, just, there's so many things I could tell you about him. And we just need, I'm just asking you to pray for him specifically because he had no time to prepare for that position. And there's things that have gone on. It's just like well, I shouldn't say we, but they passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open through March. Now the battle comes, and let me back up. They passed that through March so they could finish the appropriation bills. There's 12 appropriation bills to fund the government. And do you know how long it's been since they passed all 12 appropriation bills? Over 30 years. And I'm thinking, what have you been doing? So going line by line trying to cut waste and things like that, and they are so resistant. So that gives them time to finish those appropriation bills to send to the Senate. And 85% of the government's funded already, but the battle comes when the Senate sends over their version of the border bill. Because to me, every time I pick the phone up or read an email, the #1 issue in this district and all across the country is border security. And so we're getting ready to tackle that, I'm sure, in the next month or two when they send the revised HR 2 over to the House. And when we get back, if you're business owners, we're going to be voting on a bill. It's a tax cut. It's kind of like the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, but it's a new version because the Trump tax cuts in this year. They will expire. So I haven't read that yet. They haven't got it out, but I guarantee we're probably going to vote on it next week. And what that does, it helps with R&D for companies, it helps you continue the tax cuts so you can invest back into your business. But they're going to continue the child tax credits for lower income families. So that's just something I'll be reading here in the next few days to see where we stand on that and how much it's going to cost. But that's all I've got to say. There's a lot coming up. So if you don't get the newsletter, sign up to get our newsletter that tells you everything we're doing in D.C. in my office, and continue to pray for our country, that God will just keep his hand on our nation, because we are at that tipping point in 2024, and I do mean that. And it's a spiritual battle up there. It's not just a battle over money and what we need to fund. It is a war. So just keep us in your prayers and just pray for our speaker especially, okay? Thank you, Miss Nancy.